Hey, I don't really have a lot of time to talk because I might be driving back to work right now. I'm a pizza guy, so I just delivered a pizza and now I have like probably 5 minutes. But hey, that's good because I tend to ramble and I need to actually like focus. So I want to make a video about my experience with Pristiq. I started on it like 2 or 3 months ago, and previously I was on Zoloft. Turns out my genetics apparently warn against the use of SSRIs, and so we're trying an SNRI. Hey, I don't think they have much different effects. I actually did think Zoloft helped, but this is kind of the exact same thing. If anything, it's a very not very noticeable effect, and it depends probably on who it is. I tend to think I have severe anxiety, but I think I have a very specific type of anxiety and depression, because my anxiety doesn't necessarily act up. It does act up when I'm around people, but it's not noticeable. Like whenever I tell people that I have anxiety, they're like, "What? I wouldn't have expected that. You're totally normal. You don't act at all. You look totally fine." Because I'm pretty. No, but it's a weird thing because usually it happens afterwards. Usually I have an interaction and I think about it afterwards, and I just interpret every interaction as a failure. Like I fucked something up even when I didn't fuck anything up. It's like if I didn't have the best interaction in the world, I'm gonna feel like a failure. And I'm so full of these insecurities and doubts that other people are actually feeling certain things towards me that they wouldn't tell me in person, but afterwards it starts to like reveal itself. And it's weird because when I hang out with people, that goes away. Granted, that's recently. I actually do think that would be the number one noticeable benefit of Pristiq. Like today, for instance, I've been talking to a lot of people. I've been talking to my coworkers. There's a new coworker, and he was kind of starting up conversation. And usually when people are just talking about nothing in particular because we don't have anything to do, I hide. I go to the back or something, or I pretend to be on my phone, so I'm like, oh, I wasn't listening. And today I saw my therapist the other day. One of the things we discussed is that it's like a habit at this point, and it's like a irrational fear. So the only way to really combat irrational fears is exposure, and like exposure therapy, and actually forcing yourself into those situations and reminding yourself this is what you want. You don't actually want to do what your body's telling you to do. You want to have a conversation. And every time I actually force myself to do that, like I haven't gone on a date since high school 3 years ago, and just recently I started talking to this girl, and it's kind of fucking changing my life significantly, noticeably. Granted, hanging out with her has probably been more influential than Pristiq has, but I can't really like just hone in on one specific thing that's been helping me. I just know now I'm infinitely more comfortable with myself and more comfortable with what I do in situations. Like I know I'm not an idiot. I know I'm genuinely kind of fun to be around. It's hard to even say that because I feel so insecure about that, and I feel like that's not true. But if I trust other people, then I can say honestly that's what I'm told, is I'm not a piece of shit. I'm not someone who nobody would want to ever hang out with. But it's really hard to ever really believe that because I don't trust people. I don't trust anything, really. I don't trust myself. I'm full of doubts, and I think that's healthy. You don't want to trust things blindly, but like I couldn't be a Christian. My dad's a pastor, and that was one of the things that I fucking tried to explain to him, how I cannot be a Christian because it's blind faith. It's believing in something when the evidence doesn't 100% prove it. And that's just, it's not possible for me, really. It's really not a thing I'm capable of. But anyway, Pristiq, take it. It's not just anyone take it, but like, if you're prescribed it, I can't tell you how many times I told the therapist, this is not doing shit for me. I think I watched an interesting video by Chris Evans that I might link, where he was talking about how antidepressants aren't a cure. They don't fix things, but they do help give you more control in silencing the little voices in your head that tell you, just go home, just don't do this, just like that gut feeling you get. I think that's what it really takes away more than anything. It takes away that gut feeling of, get the fuck away, you're gonna be judged, someone's gonna create a bad opinion about you. I have that all the time, but now I just feel like I'm so much better at combating that. And again, I really can't say that's just Pristiq, but at the same time, if I was saying that's just Pristiq, then I think that would make it less useful for people. Like, no drug is gonna fix your life. You're the one who's really actually putting yourself in that mental like hole that's so hard to dig yourself out of. It is a like conscious thing that I do, but it's hard to fight in the moment, because it's like we don't have to survive anymore. Like, our survival is social interactions. If you live in a first world country, you've got your food pretty much set for you. Even if you're like on the streets, food stamps and shit exist. Like, that's incredible. You don't have to like hunt to survive, but you do have to do other things to survive or succeed. And those all involve social relationships. So it makes sense that I'm terrified of them. But like any irrational fear, it's got a point where it just starts hurting you instead of helping you. And that's my biggest issue. And Pristiq helps. So the end. This is it.